Hello everyone and welcome to another Actify webinar where today we'll be discussing design collaboration using our SpinFire Ultimate solution. My name is Scott Miller and we're joined today by Mark Anderson, who I'll hand over to shortly to provide you with a product demonstration. A brief introduction for anyone who is new to Actify or just joining us today for the first time. Actify is the largest independent visualization company for the discrete manufacturing industry, with more than 20 years experience. Our vendor-neutral solutions enable our customers to search and find crucial product information. Our user-friendly SpinFire solution enables users from across the enterprise to evaluate CAD data. Our central solution enables users to manage all different file types and view data from across their extended enterprise. And the Actify Insight proposition is our custom software offering. We can leverage our technology to develop a dynamic reporting tool, or we can support the automation of a mundane task or process within your organization through our software. We all need information on a daily basis to support our jobs, and with Actify's cost-effective viewing applications and our product data intelligence offering, we can enable your organization to make smarter, faster decisions. And at Actify, we have developed our technology with the focus on improving communication and collaboration, not just within the engineering department, but across the entire enterprise and the wider supply chain. So let's discuss design collaboration. So over the next 30 minutes or so, we aim to provide you with some practical examples and introduce ways of collaborating using Actify SpinFire application. We hope to enable your organization to become more effective at communicating change requests and capturing feedback. There is a huge operational benefit associated with effective design collaboration. So here is your typical product lifecycle chart, and you have a planned launch date, but when we evaluate the impact that effective communication and collaboration improvements can have on the product lifecycle, we see that with faster access to feedback, there's time and costs are reduced, resulting in an earlier break-even point and higher profits. So you're getting to market earlier, you're driving profits earlier, and you're getting to even higher profits sooner, and you can even potentially extend your product's time in the market. Now that's why your organization needs to unlock the benefits of effective collaboration within your development teams. So what does your development team look like? Well, for most organizations, the development team consists of a multidisciplinary group with people that possess the relevant skills to solve that design challenge. The group must also be highly collaborative, because design collaboration can accelerate development through rapid feedback cycles, with everyone working together to reach the optimum solution faster, which is a better scenario rather than endless debates. Team leaders are responsible for setting priorities, but it's also important to ensure that everyone is equipped with the information that they need to support their task for the project, and that there is also clear communication between all the team members and key stakeholders. So how effectively does your development team communicate and collaborate today? Ask yourself, are your engineers and management required to attend these time-consuming meetings and provide manual updates? Because this ultimately takes workers away from their core responsibility and consumes valuable design time. Collaboration should be a continual effort to share information and get to the solution faster as a team. Now, if you look at the graph below, this illustrates a common reason for product rework and delays to market, and it's because issues are discovered too late in the development process. Why do all these issues seem to appear near the end of a project? Well, has this scenario ever happened to you? You're working away on your file. Now this can be any file in this example. You're working away on your file and you think that you've completed the task because you don't see any issues and you're quite happy with your work. However, before you submit the work to the group or to the wider audience, you want to get a look over your file. Now that second set of eyes spotted one or two issues or potentially opportunities just for improvement. So you make the changes and then you open the file up for feedback to the wider group. You inevitably get a larger response for feedback. Everybody has their own perspective, and these results reflect the rich list of improvement recommendations because now this satisfies the needs of a much wider group. I think part of the reason is that we are all bad at file sharing. We all care so much about what people think and what people's opinions are, so we don't want to share an unfinished file and receive negative feedback, so we don't share the file until it's ready. However, this behavior will result in product rework and market delays if you're not open to receiving crucial feedback at the beginning of your development cycle. I also believe it's for this reason that development teams over time now contain such a diverse range of stakeholders in their development teams, and I believe that's to help expose feedback earlier in the development process. So now that you have such a diverse development team, they need a neutral platform to communicate and collaborate on engineering data effectively. And we believe that the ideal solution is SpinFire Ultimate. So using SpinFire Ultimate, Actify can unlock this engineering information and make it available and accessible to the wider enterprise. There are many job functions around the enterprise that requires information that comes from within engineering documents and CAD files to support their daily work. And SpinFire Ultimate is designed to provide the enterprise with a cost-effective tool for accessing CAD files and engineering information. SpinFire was designed to be quick implementation and was designed for fast user adoption with its user-friendly UI, but it enables information workers across the enterprise to easily access and interact with the native CAD data to enable them to provide feedback to the design teams earlier in the design cycle and just have that freedom to collaborate and work on design data. So at this stage, I'd like to hand over to Mark Anderson, who will be providing you with a product demo on our collaboration features inside of SpinFire Ultimate. Over to you, Mark.
Hello everyone. So to begin with, first I'll explain what we have on the left hand side here. So the main menu is essentially my default view of this CAD assembly. Now if I come from the assembly over to the views tab, you'll see here that my direct access to the user views are here. But what I've done here is link to those user views using these 2D notes. So I just type in something here. So if I say hello, close this, and if I right click and then go properties, you can see here I can, inside these notes, I can link to a website, a file, or the user views. So to begin with, we'll first go on the change requests, and you'll notice straight away that the top part of the assembly has been moved using the transform by handle function, and underneath it we have this change request. Now if I click the change request, it's going to open this Word document that the note is pointed to. And if I wanted to, I could right click and click on properties and leave a comment. So Mark Anderson made this change, and click OK. And if I move my mouse over, you'll see now it says Mark Anderson had made this change. And any kind of investigation that you've done with the file, whether it's section cuts or minimum bounding box, or even any kind of any other analytical tools that you've used, these can be saved into the user views and shared with other SpinFire users. Even if they do not have a license available at the moment, they can see anything that's saved in the workspace. But of course, with our license, they can't make any of their own changes to the file, but they can certainly view all the user views and any markups or notes left by the other user. Now, if we click on the parts view Excel sheet, it also Excel documents. Any non-CAD file can be opened with using a link, by creating a link, sorry, within one of these notes in my workspace, within one of my user views. And of course, we have a video. This is a video that's on my desktop that I've linked this note to, and I intentionally created duplicates of my user view of the main menu so that as I go through these different user views, the menu is consistent no matter where I jump around, as you can see. So to do that, it's really simple. So with the case of the main menu, all I need to do is be selecting it right now, right click user views and click new user views, give it the appropriate name, and if I want to, I can set it as the startup view as soon as I open this Act3D file. But in this case, I won't. And there you go. That is now a duplicate of the main view. And I can start doing things with this file, etc. And maintain that menu selection here. Now, after after I'm all happy with any changes I've made, any revisions to the file or to my user views where I've captured my investigations of within the file, I can then share that with users in our other product, the Centro. So as you've heard mentioned, it's an enterprise data management product, but it also allows that collaboration and that version history, etc., of the files as they're checked in and out of Centro, which is storing CAD and non-CAD files in a database. So I can check the file back in, assign some tags to it, any comments I want for checking it in. So in this case, I won't do that right now, but I will check out this Excel sheet. And I'm going to open what I've downloaded into my browser download folder. So I've exported this from my SpinFire Ultimate of the combustion unit, and you'll see here further down there's a thumbnail image. Now, if I double click this, this is what it does. It opens an Act3D file within this Excel sheet, and it can do that for Word and also PowerPoint. And all those user views are maintained. I can even do anything new, any new measurements or markups, etc., all within this Office document. Now, to show you how I did this, we'll close that. We'll go back to SpinFire, and what we're going to do is, pardon me, so we'll open up a new Excel, and then along the top here we'll go to Add-ins, click Open Workspace, and I'm going to open this combustion unit in SpinFire, but in a special Office mode, basically. So once I'm happy with the rotation, the rotation or the positioning of whatever's in the workspace, I can then insert that into my Excel sheet or PowerPoint or Word. So that will become the thumbnail that you see in the Excel before it's opened as an Act3D file. There we are. And of course I can stretch that as much as I want. Double click. And that's it. I've owned it. And again, I can use those user views, etc. So of course this can be shared. This can be used, I should say, with presentations or documentation. So any machine that has SpinFire, they can open these Act3Ds or native CAD files in Office documents without having to do all this within SpinFire, the SpinFire application itself. So you don't need to go looking for it or anything. If you've got the copy of the Excel or other Office documents, you can reach that model straight away and do what you need to do in the file to review or make changes. So going back to SpinFire Ultimate, I'll just briefly go over some of the latest features we have. So one of those being the shortcut toolbar. I can define uh, measurements that are the most relevant to me on a day-to-day basis. So I've done bounding, minimum distance, and I want tube length. So I click apply, I close that, and I reopen my combustion unit, and we'll see that shortcut toolbar show up within the workspace environment. And there's a shortcut on my keyboard to turn it off or turn it on whenever I would like to. And we can drag that, we can reshape the size so it doesn't get in the way of what we're doing. For example. So now going back to option settings, we have this new optimized memory. So if your machine is low on RAM memory, this will help with releasing memory that's not really being used anymore by SpinFire. So as soon as you've loaded the file, you've deleted a part, they're using this setting on a low spec machine. It frees up memory so that you're not struggling to use to be using to be working on your CAD model. So that's a very good setting to try if you're having any performance issues with your particular hardware specification. And we also have the static model enabled setting. So this is really good for when you purely just want to be rotating or loading the assembly up to be checking something that's already there. But if you do any deleting or adding of the assembly, this setting essentially loses its benefit because it's then lost its optimization that this setting generates when you load a new assembly in a workspace. And very quickly, just over to the importers page, top right, we have the all options. And if we come down about halfway, we can now choose how many processes are used for improving loading times for various CAD formats as listed here. For example, the CATIA V5, JT, etc. So you can definitely adjust that value appropriately according to your CPU specification. So just remember that anything that's in your workspace environment, you can save it into user views, and if you want to be organized with your Act3D as well as any information external to SpinFire, this is one of the best ways to go about it. So linking to those videos or websites, the Centro, or to any previous analysis or investigating you've been doing with your CAD file, you can share all that with your colleagues or to build up essentially like a repository of analysis that you've done on the file over time as it changes. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, we'll now be taking those questions.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Just to summarize what Mark has just shared, with SpinFire Ultimate, we give user-friendly tools to enable the enterprise workers to effectively collaborate on design data using our vendor-neutral solution. Some of the features that Mark has just demonstrated allows users to investigate CAD and engineering data, but it also allows them to capture feedback and then share that feedback with other stakeholders in the development team. Now, we've just given an example of how we've enriched collaboration through SpinFire's integration with Microsoft Office. And that's hugely beneficial to enable you to allow workers to access the CAD file in an Office document that they might be more familiar with. And we make it easy for you to then embed that SpinFire Ultimate file within an Office document. So we want to encourage our users to use our collaboration features within the SpinFire Ultimate application. As we've discussed, there is a number of benefits associated to design collaboration. For one, it increases team productivity and it increases employee satisfaction in the workplace. But also through effective collaboration, we can minimize waste and hopefully reduce redundant meetings. I mean, our aim at the end of the day is to mitigate low product offerings and help you to produce effective products and ultimately reduce defects in the market. And also by improving this visibility to issues, we can help address challenges earlier in the development cycle. And we hope to help you exceed customers' expectations and help you to bring products to market faster. I would like to take the time now to thank everyone who's attended today's call live. And should you have any further questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with your area sales manager or also jumping onto our website and filling out one of the contact forms. If you'd like to stay up to date with our future webinars or our future events, then please jump on to www.actify.com/events. And if you would like to provide us with your feedback or ideas for future webinars, please email these to marketing@actify.com. From everyone here at the Actify team, we hope you have a great week. Thank you.